Okay. Welcome back to the podcast, guys. Episode 8 or something. We'll see how it goes. No, I think this will be episode 8. I think we'll release 2 solo in a row.
Okay.
Just for the sake of continuity, I would say. Yeah, it's
not been long since we recorded the last one. But it will be a while before we post it.
It's been 36 days since sunlight. Slowly losing my mind. I haven't taken my vitamins today. I should do that when I can. But they have been helping.
Which vitamins do you take?
Touch wood, I haven't gotten sick in a while.
Ooh.
And I'm notorious for getting sick all the time. I'm taking B12 and D because my cousin went to the doctor and the doctor was like,
you need D.
Yeah, you Africans are suffering with this lack of sunlight.
Literally, like people in Britain are getting jaundice.
Yeah.
Because of lack of sunlight.
And it's like, you guys have lived there your whole lives and you still can't adapt to this. So like, yeah, I was getting, because I didn't take like vitamins last year, like at all. And I was getting cooked, man. That, and I didn't have health insurance the entire time. So, bro, I remember the month of November, I was sick the entire month. Like, just, but it wasn't like sick got better. It was just like one strain of sickness just beat my ass for the entire month. And so much fishy shit happened. The thing that I remember like the most vividly was I grazed my elbow, but it didn't even draw blood. And it took like 2 months to heal.
I remember that one actually.
Yeah, and it still feels very, like it didn't heal nicely at all. And yeah, 2023 was not a good year for me health-wise, amongst other things. But 2024, it's been a lot better. I guess we can do a little yearly review about how you feel about 2024. This will probably be heard, if I get to a point where I'm releasing these weekly, it'll be heard like second week of January maybe. So no. End of January. But
February
people
even.
can still listen to, how we felt about 2024. Like they can listen to that in 2026, as some sort of time capsule to see how we felt.
Okay, so tell me, how was your first half of 2024 in terms of happiness, health, and stress?
Ooh, happiness so high. Stress pretty chill. We're going until like June, right?
Yeah.
Stress pretty chill. Health pretty good as well. The sun coming out in like March and stuff definitely helped. But 26th of February I got my visa after waiting 20 months for it, I think. And that hit, no, not 20 months. Something like 16. It doesn't matter. It was over a year of having no visa. So that hit, and that hit as soon as a relationship in my life started blossoming, and as soon as we started growing closer with like Nay and Will and Issa, and that picked up very quickly. And then producer Antonio was also entering a certain romantic situation with a certain best friend of mine. Bro, it was, oh my God, it was going so well. Like, everything was coming together. I wasn't getting as sick as often. I was still sick in Munich the first time I ever visited. I don't know if I've ever said her name on the podcast, and we'll keep it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Health
great.
Was good. Happiness was good. Stress was also limited.
We had finished our diploma. What was that?
That was my ring.
Okay. We had finished our diploma as well. We finished that on the 28th.
Yeah.
So it was nice and chill. It was at the beginning of the thesis, and we were like, bro, what's a thesis? You know, like, it's fine. We'll figure it out. Yeah. Yeah. How was it for you?
First quarter was horrible.
First 3 months, yeah.
First 3 months was horrible. I went off my medication for the first time in 4 years, and my body did not deal well with it. I didn't even go off it fully, like half a dosage, and I was like dying. I went through a breakup. I was at an all-time low. I didn't know what my next apartment was going to be. I actually had to move place for a month, and that was horrible because it was like outside of the city. And it was
ass,
just
bro.
horrible transportation-wise to like get there.
Yeah, like even it was at the end of an U-Bahn line. But the walk from the station to your place is so long.
It was so long, and it was so boring.
And straight lines always hurt for some reason.
There's so much worse because you feel like you're getting to the end, your goal, and there's still so much more left.
Yeah, and everybody else looks the same. It was terrible.
Yeah.
It was like Vivarium, if you guys have watched that movie.
Yeah, but we met some really cool people because of that.
Yes.
Then the second quarter, things were picking up. Like I was going somewhere with my thesis.
You sound
I
like
started
a CEO
working.
right now. So I can go to profits were up.
The stocks were up.
Oh.
My happiness was better, but not great still. I was like, now I've completely settled, but if anyone knows what it's like getting off antidepressants, like the first few months is just like an all-time low. And then you start like leveling out, but you still got these like huge dips in and out.
Yeah.
And you just have to like navigate those mood swings because you're not used to them. So I had to still do that. So I would like, my happiness was all over the place. My stress was starting to pick up because I started to realize the thesis, like all the shit I needed to plan. I really wanted it to be good. And then my health was actually okay. That is the point in time I started gaining back really bad habits, and I'm still in the process of trying to get rid of them again. So,
Like nail biting and shit?
Nail biting, not sleeping on time, not eating well. So, like, the first half is not actually, if I think about it, not great.
That's crazy. My first half was elite, bro. Like, January to June.
That being said, I had a good summer. Like, there were a couple months where it was, like, really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was just still like overwhelmed with everything else.
I would say like maybe 2 or 3 of those 6 months are definitely like my best months in the last like 5 years of my life. So the fact that they all happened in the span of like, you know, very near each other. Yeah. It was so good. It was so good. And then
what about your second half?
Second half has been everywhere. Second half kicked off with Issa leaving.
Yes.
Which is terrible. Terrible start. And then us needing to lock in for the short film for our thesis, and that was hell. Insurance was still being, like, health insurance was still being weird, so I wasn't doing the best there. And yeah, the thesis was dictating a lot, and it was really, really, really tough to get through. But I finally did, and I moved I think the day I handed in my thesis, I started packing to move out, and I had moved out. I think we handed in the thesis. When was the...
You handed it in on the 2nd of September.
Yeah, when was the weird thingy, like the promotional stuff we had to do at school?
The 2nd,
but
because I left on the 3rd.
What day was that of the week?
Tuesday. Monday.
By Wednesday, I'd already moved everything out of my old apartment.
Yeah, because you moved the day after I left for my vacation.
And then I cleaned everything out. But September was elite because I finally moved like into like central part of the city, and now I live near all of my friends, and the weather was still so good. And then me and a few homies just went on a houseboat for like 2 nights, and that was really fun. Yeah, my rent was lower. I was living in the city. I was living next to like a park I love.
The thesis was over.
Thesis was over. I was finally
the sun was
free.
out.
Dude, it was so good as well. And then October was also really good. My brother visited. I left the country for the first time since getting here. And Vienna was beautiful. I was sick the whole time I was in Vienna, though, which sucked. But Vienna was beautiful. And then after I came back from that trip, nothing was the same. Nothing was the same. Because that's when...
Okay, is this my side of the story now?
I mean, wait, I can finish my side. Now, like, you know, I have to heavily, like, contemplate employment. My parents are giving me a bit of time to, like, I don't know, figure out what the best direction is. But I would like to have more money in my life. So that would be nice. And... what else? Insurance has been a bit finicky, but it should be... I should call them today, actually, now that we're recording this. Yeah, and then 2 of my closest friends betrayed me. So you can take over now with that.
Yeah, second half, finished the thesis. And then I went to Washington for like a holiday to visit a friend with another friend. We were like a little trio in high school. And it was great. It was so good to see them after so long. I just had like a quarter life crisis the whole time. And I was just like, what am I doing with my life? Which direction am I going? I still don't have that answer.
Yeah.
And then I came back, and then you were gone. And then I started trying to look for employment, and I sent so many applications out, and...
they could
4 fucking answered just to reject me.
So
I
crazy.
was, oh my God, like, I got cooked. That hurt. And then I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, how long is it going to... And then I started to contemplate, because this is a creative field, how long is it going to take before I get to do what I want to do?
Yep.
Years. I have to just accept that. So, and then I decided to leave the country for a bit.
Sick.
And be in France.
Yeah.
Improve my French. I don't speak German, so like it's really tough here to get a job, which makes so much sense. I should learn the language. So that's fully on me. But at least I speak French, so I can be in France and it will not be an issue. But the stress was so fucking high for me this like second half, because of just like everything emotionally, and because of like, what am I doing with my life? Like, I can only, like, my parents can only finance me for so long.
Yeah.
But happiness has also been up and down because of that.
Yeah. And
So-
weather has not helped at all.
No, and like, I've also been kind of getting sick.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be sick for 2 weeks, nonstop coughing, and then it will be fine for a week, and then it'll come back.
Yeah, and our friend group's also been a carousel of like
People leaving.
just leaving and coming back. They're not even like to leave forever.
No, just like...
but just visiting. Like because my partner started school, university. Okay. Sounds crazy. She can't travel here as often anymore. So I have to go to where she be staying more often. So I'm gone now, like probably like 10 days a month minimum, honestly. Like I was gone for a week at the beginning of December, and I leave from the 22nd onwards, like for 10 days. So I've been, yeah.
It's been actually not that great of a year for me. Like,
That's
there
rough,
have been
man.
some really good months, and don't get me wrong, there's some really good, like, connections I've made, and there were some, like, relationships I will cherish. Like, there were good moments, but overall kind of sucked ass as a year.
Would you say 2023 was like a lot better?
Yeah. Well, yes, the first half.
Mm.
Second half, well, the last quarter could have, like, definitely been better. But overall, 2023 was a much better year for me. This was not my year.
We're living opposite lives, man. 2023, hell on earth. Wanted that year to end so quickly. 2024, in comparison, has been such a breeze. I think there's so many things that I always want to do, but the things I had done in 2024, like if, I don't know, if you told me on the 31st of December last year that this is what you're going to do, even if you don't do it that well, I'd still be very happy with myself. Like, I'm yapping into a microphone with one of my best friends.
That's true. We started this. That's a good thing.
I have graduated from a school. I have moved out of the hellhole that I lived in. Granted, I have to move out of here soon, but whatever. I got into a very loving, healthy relationship. I gained so many friends who are going to be around for the rest of my life. So many more creative things that I've been able to get into. I have YouTube Premium now.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like, life is crazy. You know? So much good music came out this year. I think so many musicians that I love releasing so much music this year has definitely helped as well, because like every single month I've had an album completely engulf me. And yeah, I've just loved that so much. But I completely, like, I don't know, watching you try and grapple with this year has been not tough, but like I felt for you a lot, because it hasn't been the easiest feat. But yeah.
But like, 2025 is gonna be my year.
2025 is gonna be our year, man.
Just need this one to end, and I need the next one to start.
Twink Peaks to the moon. Twink Peaks to the moon. Okay, today's topic, which I think will last a while. We might have talked about this before. If we have 5 listeners, I'm so sorry.
Our apologies.
But I've been thinking about this a lot recently. Art and the people who create it. At what point do you draw a line to stop, I don't know, interacting with someone's artistic output based on who they are as a person? Because I don't know, I was thinking a lot about how some of, I don't know, our most revolutionary like leaders and stuff throughout history have had quite a few skeletons in their closet. As someone who comes from Zimbabwe, like that's all of our guys for real. The ones who didn't died early, I guess.
Even the ones that did like a fuck ton of good had some weird freaky shit going on in the background.
Now doing the weird, it's so rotten. But
okay, do you want to maybe like give an example of one person that comes to mind?
So at least for me, the musician, like the artist that's inspired the most, like thought about this,
Kanye.
is Kanye. Yeah. Yep. Because I don't listen to his stuff anymore. I miss listening to his music so much, and my plan is just to buy all of his albums secondhand on vinyl, actually, so he doesn't get any of my money. It sucks because using Spotify, he still gets my money anyways. Just I guess less because I'm not adding to the number of streams he gets in a month.
Yeah.
But I think it's a bit of a cop out to, as soon as someone does some fuck shit, just immediately detach yourself from the art they do. Because I still think that in so many cases, like so many people that we really respect who are putting out really good art right now, we might hear the worst shit about them all the time.
It's also like they're human, and like obviously there are some mistakes that you cannot erase.
Yeah, of course.
Like touching children.
Exactly.
Touching women when they don't want it.
Which is like touching children, such a big part of like French New Wave artists like that.
Oh my God.
They all did that shit, you know, because that was part of like, I don't know,
it was a part of the philosophy of
questioning
like,
everything.
What can the government stop the
like,
people doing?
Like
how much can the government say that the people can and cannot do?
Yeah, and part of that was
was like, oh, the
What if I
government
want to be in love with a 10-year-old?
Yeah, the discussion was, can the government tell you to not sleep with a child?
Yeah.
Crazy,
why are we
crazy
withholding
philosophy.
these constitutions? And it was helpful in other situations. Like,
Yeah.
why does the government dictate,
Like
I don't know.
the death penalty.
Yeah, death penalty.
Why are we giving that power
how
to a
women
government?
dress, yada, 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 yada. Not even government, but just like, I don't know, social hierarchies and stuff as well. But
There's some freaky shit happening on the side as well.
But we can't ignore it. We can't single it out as there are a few bad actors, because it was kind of the whole thing.
Yeah, because it was part of the philosophy.
Yeah, but then you can't just be like, oh, I'm just not interacting with any of that art anymore, because so much of it, even like so much of that art has affected so much art that we consume today. You know, it's so hard to come across. Like, rappers I really like probably had a Kanye West poster on their wall growing up.
It's also, no art is without faults.
You can see it, you can hear it. Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's fair to only like art because everything about it is like squeaky clean perfect. It fits your moral code completely.
Yes.
Because they're like, I just don't think it's a healthy way to live if you're only interacting with things that you agree with constantly.
Yeah, it's not a healthy way to live at all. And
also then it doesn't allow for change. It doesn't allow for people to like maybe change their opinions in the future.
Yeah, and you can't have I don't know. Your moral code has to adjust it has to be such a case by case basis.
Yeah.
Like an example I always give is like with musicians. If I'm listening to, like, I don't know, a white suburban guy who murdered someone, I'm like, that's crazy. But if I'm listening to, like, I don't know, a rapper who grew up in the US in, you know, not the best financial situation at all, I can completely understand why the rapper might have been caught up in some felonies related to murder,
the context is totally different, and there is definitely like some explainable reasons for that to happen, like like a black rapper being caught up in like gang violence because they're part of like an area of the city that is just like has higher levels of that. It's totally different than a white guy that lives in the suburbs that murdered someone.
Yeah, like if Zach Bryan was shooting people, I'd be like, okay, bro, like relax.
Like it's just not equivalent. You cannot say, oh, I'm not going to support anyone. Well, this is crazy what I'm about to say.
Okay, go for it.
I'm not going to support anyone that like murdered someone, but that's not how it. Yeah. There are contexts. It's like just different for each. It's a case by case thing, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you said.
And I just don't know. I also think that because everything, we're literally publishing our thoughts right now, so this is part of it. Like everything we say these days, even if it isn't published, feels published.
Yeah.
Because
what if someone was secretly recording?
Yeah, and
like there's no privacy.
I don't know. An easy way for me to communicate with all of my friends is through my Instagram story. So I just post it on my Instagram story, but you know that can be dug up years into the future, whatever. So I think a lot of people, myself included, are so afraid of looking like hypocrites. I think especially if you wear your politics on your sleeve.
Yep.
Then it's a lot easier for you to be pointed out as being like a hypocrite, because if you're like, yeah, I don't care about sides, like everyone's kind of bad in their own way, then if someone catches you listening to R. Kelly, they won't be like, yo, this guy said that he doesn't fuck, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's also like I've like on the political stance thing. My stances have changed so much over the last few years because I'm in my early 20s. If my opinion stayed the same, that would be concerning. Actually,
yeah. How you feel about immigrants now? Great. But yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of crazy.
Shit.
Synced up.
Yeah, like my opinions have changed, and I think it's crazy that we expect opinions not to change anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
whatever has been recorded 5 years ago, you have to have the same opinions now, or you are deemed as like a hypocrite.
Yes.
Or you're selling out, or you're going with the mainstream, depending on what your opinion is. It really depends.
Yeah.
And I think it's ridiculous.
It's also just so hard to know. The number of conversations I've had with people where we've been talking about shit they enjoy, and they bring up an artist, and I'm like, because I know that they don't know, and I'm about to ruin their life.
Oh my God,
being
yeah.
like, oh, damn.
That's like, okay, actually, I have a great example
Child
for this.
trafficking, yeah.
You told me Zach Bryan, for those that don't know, is a country singer. I listen to him a lot. He's in like my top 5.
He cheated recently, right?
He cheated apparently, and you told this to me.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, and this might not, I don't think everyone's going to agree with this at all. But for me, when an artist cheats, I don't give a fuck.
On the spectrum of things people could do. Like, okay, that's really
Here's the
tough
thing.
because cheating is a horrible thing to do.
And this is probably because I've never been cheated on, and I have never cheated. That's why I'm having this opinion. But it is not my business. That is a private life matter.
I guess so,
That is between him and whoever he was in a relationship with. We don't know what happened, why. Maybe he flirted with someone. Obviously, because I don't know.
We don't know what the extent of the cheating is, yeah.
Maybe he flirted with someone and his partner considered that cheating. If that was my case, I wouldn't give a fuck. That's not cheating for me. Like, you have to go a long way to cheat in my, like, what I would consider that to be. Mm-hmm. So we don't know the full details. So when it comes to stuff like that, I don't give a fuck. But some people, that's like full on, like, I cannot listen to this artist because they've done that
Completely
thing.
Understandable, yeah.
So it really is like, it's a case by case and person by person.
Yeah.
Because it really is like, cheating is none of my fucking business. It's not my relationship. Why would I butt in?
Yeah, it's really tough because, yeah, man, I think it's so hard to approach these conversations because a lot of the sympathy I might give towards an artist is what they want to receive, so they maintain their, like, positions of power.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes it feels like unfairly so musicians are held, not musicians, just artists in general, are held to, like, a much higher standard. And I think that's partly because art feels like one of the only ways these days that the people can have a say in things and have their say, like, projected, because politicians are always letting us down. But, you know, art is always there for us. So it's really tough when you've been listening to Brat all of summer and you've been having the best time, and it's like, you can't just say Brat isn't political music, as she said. And then it's like, hey guys, hi, I'm Charlie XCX. This is my 10th H&M post of the month, you know?
Yo.
That fucking stinks. Same with, like, I don't know, fashion influencers I watch and stuff who, you know, it's really hard to make money, and it's really hard to make money and avoid doing a COS brand deal, an ASOS brand deal, or an H&M brand deal, or Fashion Nova. I think you can avoid Fashion Nova.
Yeah, Fashion Nova is, like, not hard to avoid.
Fashion Nova and Shein, like, those ones are. I mean, so is H&M. Yeah. Uniqlo is so good at acting like they're not fast fashion.
I know, and I, like, still fall for it. Like, I still, in my head, I have, like, not categorized them as fast fashion, even though I know objectively they are.
But if I saw a fashion creative do, like, a Uniqlo ad over an H&M ad, I'm probably still more likely to watch them, even though they're using the same factories, no doubt. But for so many creatives, it's really hard to live and survive off of just your art, and you have to take these brand deals. You could set up, like, a Patreon and stuff like that. You kind of have to sell out a bit. Yeah, but I feel like I think Patreon and stuff lends itself so much better to longer form content on stuff like YouTube. I have never heard of, like, a TikToker who mostly does TikTok being like, yo, subscribe to my Patreon so you can see more TikToks of me.
Yeah, true.
Even if they do, it's like, oh, my Patreon, there's my podcast or something like that. So yeah, you have to sell out, and
You have to. Even you have to like decide where you're gonna sell out and where you're not.
and where you sell out, how you sell out, which companies you sell out to play such a big role in it. Like I just gave with the Uniqlo H&M situation, there are a lot of.
Because even if you do a YouTube video and let's say some brand reaches out and you're like, I would like to collab with you, and you're like, okay, fuck yeah, let's do this. I like what your website says so far.
Yeah.
And then you try the product out and you're like, this is dog shit, but this is my rent.
True.
Like it's not like their company's bad, it's just the product itself isn't good, but you still have to promote it because that's how you're gonna pay rent.
And a lot of time I even hear like YouTubers say like, oh, I actually use this product, I actually appreciate the service. That's fair and fine and cool, but the service, even though like you use it, can still be bad. Like I use Spotify Premium, but Spotify treats artists like shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if I got a Spotify deal, I wouldn't be lying saying, oh my God, I use Spotify every day and Spotify has helped me in this. It has. But Spotify is like actively ruining some of my friends' lives who are musicians.
Yeah.
And
it's fucked up. It's not going to stop us from using it.
yeah, hey man, it's just the system that we live in, which makes it so much harder to break out of it. Like, I guess a way to break out of it, in regards to like music and stuff, would be like, every time your friend releases a single or an album, buying it. But bro, like that's why I have Spotify, that I just don't have the money to be like, oh, new Kendrick album, vinyl. Oh, new Speed album, vinyl. Oh, Aurora just released a single. Can you even buy shit on iTunes anymore? I don't know. Yeah.
It's just not cost effective.
A lot of us just don't have the money, and the people that do have the money are the ones that create these systems. Anyways. But yeah, that doesn't mean that like give up and start buying from Shein and H&M and stuff.
No, it's just
like,
you have to pick your battles.
Yeah, but try hard every single day to win every single battle you pick. And even the ones that you're currently losing, there's a way to, I don't know, put up some form of resistance. Yeah. Like do your best to support a musician in any, obviously you might still listen to them through Spotify the majority of the time, but if they ever have, bro, even if they're selling stickers, buy the stickers, bro. I'm sure you can sacrifice like $5 to like buy the stickers, because these streaming giants are doing no favors. And this is being posted on Spotify for podcasters, by the way. Like this is where we're posting the podcast.
Yup.
That's how that's what distributes our podcast to Apple Podcast and Amazon Podcast and rest in peace Google Podcasts. I think about this all the time. Being a tech YouTuber must be so hard because most of your sponsorships are going to be tech related, and most of them are going to be in some shady shit. Like even, I think...
But that's the same with fashion.
Definitely with fashion. Yeah, you're so right. Fashion is kind of the exact
makeup?
same because it's the same... I feel like makeup, if like it's vegan makeup is...
But I mean, as in like the huge criticism for makeup is specifically like foundation shades. So like even if they're vegan, cruelty free, oftentimes they have like the limited like foundation range where
True,
it's like, okay guys,
just colorist now.
Who the fuck is this supposed to fit?
Yeah, okay, that's so true actually.
And then the actual quality of the products and like...
But yeah, like if you are like, I don't know, a very progressive tech YouTuber, and you get a sponsorship from DJI. Actually, I think DJI makes all their batteries in China now. But like, where do they get the lithium and the cobalt from? And like, that's gonna definitely affect some of the products you use. Dude, there's this one upsetting stat where if everyone took their old phones out of their drawers and gave them in, we would have enough cobalt to stop mining it.
Yup.
So much cobalt is just chilling in phones that are just sitting in drawers all around the world.
Yup.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, I have no idea what happened to my phone. Old phone. I gave it to my dad.
Yeah. Hopefully he donated or something like that. We don't know. But yeah. Like the like VPNs, love VPNs. Marketing is a little misleading. That being said, if you guys see me taking a VPN sponsorship, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Like, but, you know, they
Wait, how are they misleading, actually?
like, they claim to, like, protect your data and stuff. But if the German police are like, let's see that data, NordVPN is going to be like, okay. They're not going to budge. Because they don't want, like, any... I don't know,
they don't
legal
want to be
pressure.
liable.
Exactly. They don't want to be liable for, like, you know, if you're using a VPN to distribute certain images of certain groups of people,
okay,
you know, NordVPN does not want to be the company to be seen withholding your distribution.
Fair.
Yeah. So that's, I would say, a tiny bit misleading. Yeah, password managers, I would say that's probably the most ethical. But I feel like a lot of like password managing companies probably do cybersecurity for like government institutions and shit like that. Like that's, yeah. You, like Tate said, you just have to pick your battles, even in regards to like the art you consume. Case by case basis, you have to pick your battles.
I also think it's like important to like, if you are a creative or if you're not, to put yourself in like the position of being a celebrity and having all these eyes on you. What about you would be scrutinized? You know, like you're not a perfect person either.
Yeah.
Like I think there's a lot of things that I've like said and done as a teenager and like a young adult where I'm like, that should have never come out of your mouth.
Yeah.
But I was also fucking stupid.
Exactly.
And didn't realize the impact.
Don't let them get away with it though, but that does help. Just
it is stupid and you should know that it's stupid and not do it again.
Yeah.
But it is also a mistake and you can learn from them. If we have no mistakes, then we're not gonna fucking learn and it's gonna be actually an atrocious world to live in.
Exactly. Just think about when you hear an artist of some sort say some dumb shit. Think about how old they are. Think about where they grew up.
Have you said that dumb shit or something along the lines of that before as well?
But if you say the same dumb shit as someone touching 40 like Drake, like, you know, I might excuse you, but I'm not gonna excuse him.
No.
For that behavior.
Someone that says something stupid at 17 and someone that says something the same stupid thing at 40 are not equivalent.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's nasty out here. If you're trying to ethically interact with the world you live in. But yeah,
don't stop trying though.
Don't stop trying. If you are an artist, don't stop trying either. Obviously, you're gonna fuck up. You're gonna have these setbacks, but don't fall into the echo chamber of your other artist friends who are like, we're being criticized for nothing. Like, all we did was like ruin or like lay off our entire workforce, and they're like, everyone's like really annoying. Like, all I said was that like Kamala's Brad. Why is everyone like coming at me for shit, dog? Yeah, because then those echo chambers just make shit so much worse. Then you guys start hosting parties, you know, and then your parties are Diddy parties, and then whoops. Yeah, so just stay away from that, guys. Yeah, and just do your research, especially if you're buying firsthand from. Bro, a lot of this is sold by just buying secondhand. Like, hey, if you feel bad about all the children working in mines in the Congo, getting us like cobalt and lithium and all that type of stuff, buy secondhand. Because that product already exists in the world, right? But at least you're not encouraging more of that product to be made. You're just reusing it once someone's like finished with it. I would say the same thing. Like, if you really fuck with a designer and this designer has been just doing the worst things imaginable. I don't know why you'd still fuck with someone like Alexander Wang, but I don't know, buy it off Grailed or Vinted or something like that. Don't give this person more money. Because the money is what gave them the opportunity to do all their heinous things.
Exactly. And there's always people that are inspired by his clothing anyways. So there are other companies that do things that are inspired by him that are cheaper and better, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not necessarily that much cheaper, let's be honest. But there are always options.
Yeah.
There are always alternatives.
Just buy more secondhand stuff, guys. I made a whole TikTok about that, which you can watch when this is out. On Asonics Radio, which is a project that I have a lot of passion for, which I'm enjoying creating for.
You know what? I feel like we haven't asked ourselves a really stupid question in a very long time.
What is that stupid question, Tate?
I don't know. I'm just saying is I don't think we have asked ourselves a really stupid.
On the podcast? Things have been way too serious? I could look at my notes to see some really stupid shit.
Because we had stupid shit there's so many babies in the world, except I never see pregnant people, you know? That kind of level of stupid.
We used to be so happy, bro. We used to be so happy. Did we talk about Apple Watches at weddings?
No.
Okay, so some guy on Twitter posted that he got an invitation, and straight on the invitation they were like, please, no one wear Apple Watches.
Oh my God.
There could be a lot of reasons why this is the case. I low-key get it, though. Them shits are ugly.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if we're purely aesthetic, they're not pretty.
Purely aesthetic, they're not pretty.
But that is, I don't think, a good enough reason to ban a whole, accessory from your wedding.
You think so?
I feel like there's another reason. There's a personal reason.
I think a logistical reason is that there are going to be a bunch of old people at that wedding, and old people don't know how to put their shit on silent.
Oh, my God.
So Apple Watch might be going off through the whole ceremony. What was my other reason? I'm also of the opinion that for the majority of things that the bride and groom request, just do it. It's their day. Just do it, man. Just do it.
Oh my God. Speaking of weddings, I hate when people... Okay, and this is I've been to one wedding.
Exactly. I'm about to say,
but whenever I hear drama about weddings, I hate when people are requested not to bring kids and they still fucking argue.
Oh, yeah.
It's not your day.
Yeah, it's not your day.
If you can't make it and you have kids, then you cannot make it. Do not argue.
Yeah.
Other people don't want to be with your kids.
No.
And I like kids. I like working with them. I think they can be very sweet, but they can also be the
hating kids
worst.
is cringe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can be the worst things alive, especially at a wedding, because everything's happening, everything's overwhelming. Kids, they don't deal well.
Yeah, bro, it's my wedding. I want to get drunk with my boy Antonio. And then you're like, oh, I got to take the kids to bed. What the fuck? No.
Or I can't consume alcohol around the child.
It's bro, come on.
It's my wedding.
Exactly.
But it's just there's so much fucking drama, and it's always the person with kids that's just I don't want to pay for a babysitter. Not that they can't. So often it's just I don't want to.
Yeah.
Why can't I just bring my kid? You know? And it just feels like you're trying to make it about yourself.
Yeah. Your kid isn't hey.
Your kid is not funny enough to really add to the wedding, I'll be honest.
There's a song called Pressure in My Palms by Amine. And in the song, Vince Staples says, why every time he sees his kids, we got to see the picture. And that's how I feel. We don't need to see that, bro. Cool. Your kid smiled today.
So happy for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Apple Watches at weddings. A bit petty, but also it's saying that and then also saying formal dressing. Is that not the same thing? Is that not just part of the dress code?
Fair, but okay, if your wedding also asks for a specific color scheme, then I guess that would also fall into it, I feel like.
Yeah, I guess so.
If you're very specific about what you want, so if you want a black and white wedding and then you as the bride are the only one in color and you as the groom are the only one in color, I feel then it's then it's chiller to ask not to bring an Apple Watch. But if you're just dress formally, no Apple Watches. That's just so funny.
No Apple Watches. Yeah, it is funny. But I was thinking about reading stuff on the relationship advice subreddit for segments of the podcast, but I went on and it's just so sad.
Some of it's so sad. Some of it's insane.
It's so sad, bro. There's so when you're like, yeah, I caught my mom cheating. What do I do? And it's like, oh man, don't go to Reddit.
No.
Yeah, figure out.
But also, like, what the fuck do you do if you catch your
like
mom
who
cheating?
do you? If
Who
you're
do you
like
tell?
an only child as well, like who do you talk to actually?
You can't talk to either of the parents because that's weird, and you can't talk to their siblings because they're gonna tell the parents.
Yeah, like if you catch your dad cheating and then you're like, Dad, I know what you did. What if he just beats the shit out of you? What if he's just like, okay, you're
Or
not gonna tell
worse,
us?
he gaslights you.
Yeah, like I didn't do that. Yeah. Or what if he caught you like jorking it to some crazy shit like your dad did?
Okay, fuck you.
Then he holds that over your head, man. Like, nah. Family drama is. I wish I could spell family drama on the podcast, but that would be crazy, and I would be killed.
Actually, though, as a parent, if you know your child is in a relationship and you catch your child cheating, like, what conversation do you have with them?
I run my kid over. They deserve it. They deserve it. Firstly, I
do you say anything?
I break down and I'm like, how did I create this?
True.
I look at my hands and I'm like,
I created it.
no. When my hands are filled with crimson, you know.
Even
like,
worse if your child is like married and has kids and you still catch them cheating.
Nah,
it's like,
man.
I'm sorry.
No, in that case, like I would low key disown my kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be like, you are such a moron.
You're so selfish. You put yourself above everyone else.
Yeah, one, cheating. Like
putting me in a position where I have to choose between my son and my grandkids. Fuck you.
Never cheat, but the niggas that like cheat when their layers, like when more layers are being added to the relationship.
Oh, yeah.
Like, bro, if you guys are in your first month of dating, that's something. But you guys have a house together.
14 years of marriage.
Bro,
your wife is like super close to your family.
Our friend was talking about this yesterday, how her uncle cheated on her aunt and now has to move back into his mom's place, and he's 58 because her aunt owns the house. It's like, you dumb nigga. She owned the house.
Why would you do that?
And you're like, I'm gonna sneak out now.
But it's because she owns the house he did it.
Probably like
he feels inferior
emasculated or some bullshit like that, whatever. But like,
but is that worth the risk?
Yeah, never cheat, but damn, you're an idiot, bro.
Yeah, if you're gonna cheat, at least be fucking smart about it.
Yeah, and have a bad power balance in your relationship.
Have it be justified.
It's so stupid.
Oh my god, people that cheat on their wedding though.
Bro.
Have you heard those stories on Reddit where it will be like, I caught the groom with one of the bridesmaids?
Yes.
Like, why the fuck would you risk that? There is no way. No way the adrenaline sex is that good.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I think I would have a heart attack. If I try to pull shit like that, I think my heart would stop.
Bro. And like, if this...
Also, why are you getting married?
If the sex is good, you're sweaty afterwards, bro.
Yes.
You're putting on your suit,
You'll
about to
smell
get
like
married,
sex.
and you're dripping. Think like, okay, cool, time to get married. Insane.
It's also like, you can just stop. You can just like not marry her right now.
Yeah, just don't.
Just don't do it.
Just don't do it. But I bet in most of the situations, her parents have paid for the wedding, and she's planned everything, and you're like, I'm gonna repay you. Fucking your best friend. That's me. That's what I do. Yeah.
Or even in The Godfather, like the beginning of the movie, we see one of the brothers cheat on his wife with one of the bridesmaids. Like, he's not the groom, but he's one of the brothers of the groom. Just at the house. Like, his other brothers know and they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Insane.
Also, I would feel...
His kids are there. His kids are at the wedding and he sneaks off with his fucking mistress.
While I do get family loyalty, if my partner was cheating on me and like all of their siblings knew,
I'd be pissed.
I would feel so heartbroken that none of you like
wanted to see me like do better.
Yeah, because my stance on if you catch your friend cheating, you put pressure on them.
Yeah.
Basically, if you don't tell them, I will. Like, I'm giving you
an ultimatum.
I'm giving you a week. I'm giving you 2 weeks to like let this shit fly. Otherwise, like I'm coming out with it. But to just turn the other way is so nuts, man. It's so crazy.
Because it's just like, also fuck you to the friend that put you in a position where you know.
Nasty.
That's so mean.
Yeah. Wow. So you've only been at one wedding.
And it was for someone I never met in my life.
Was there any, I guess because you're so detached, was there any drama from that wedding?
I was like 10, so I don't remember it.
Mm-hmm. I've been to a bunch of weddings, but I'm really trying to lock in now to see if there's been
no, but our friend,
drama.
Her sister had a wedding recently, and there was like a fuck ton of drama that came out of that. Yeah.
Okay. We can bleep on who, obviously, because we don't want
we can't explain
the
that.
family to like figure it out. But yeah, it was just like someone in the family has married a fuckhead, and his family,
no one likes him.
Yeah, and his family is a bunch of fuckheads as well.
Also racist.
Yeah, and our homie, not white. Just so you know. So it's so stinky, But they did everything, bro. They accused the not whites of spreading sickness. You know,
oh my God.
They probably complained about, oh, this food it smells interesting.
Wait. But he's not a fuckhead.
No, but family wasn't the issue. Family was the issue.
No, family was the issue.
Family was also the issue, though.
Family was the issue.
But family was also the issue.
Both of them were the issue.
Both of the white families are the issue. Oh my God, bro.
Because we have to beat this out.
It's gonna
obviously,
be like, this family is the issue. This family is the issue. This family is the issue.
like family.
Okay.
They just were like not fucking with the music. They were saying like no one can dance to this. It was not white music, if that helps. Mm-hmm. They were saying like, oh, the other people are uncomfortable because this is too like no, not their religion.
This wedding's too ethnic.
Yeah, pretty much. Literally,
That's
I think as close to the words as you can get.
Okay, because
and they just, I don't feel our culture was represented.
Oh my God,
the white culture.
Can you take me higher? They want to play that on the dance floor.
Moral of the story, though, for weddings, don't marry a white man, especially not a white man who has a fucking crazy mom. Because you have to deal with that mom for the rest of your life.
Let me think of some legit white men. Miles Marston.
Gustav. His mom is great. I love her.
Kenny Beats.
I like how you put my dad and then Kenny Beats.
Gustav.
No, but to be fair...
Sasha.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I just laugh because why did it take me so long to remember Sasha exists? I love you, Sasha. You're saying to be fair?
Like, my grandma's not all that cool. Because, you know, like I said, don't marry white men. But
And
I
you
also
are a
said,
white man.
Shit, don't marry white men.
Yeah.
But also, like, don't marry white men that, like, have weird moms.
Which is most of them, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boy moms. Oh.
Yeah. Actually, I don't think I know any...
Have you dated a boy mom? No. Have you dated a guy with a boy mom?
No. No, I have not. No, I have not, no.
Okay.
I've, like, liked pretty much all of the moms from, like, the people I've dated. I've, like, not met all of them necessarily either. But from the ones I have met, I fucked with all of them.
It's kind of crazy that, like,
mostly.
A lot of people don't meet each other's, like, partner's parents. But, like, hey, I'm one of those people. My parents don't live here. But it's also kind of fucked up.
Yeah, but my ex was, like, Jehovah's Witness, so I was obviously not going to meet his parents.
Yeah. Our parents don't meet each other like they used to.
No,
like,
and I'm so sad.
That's so heartbreaking. Like,
I think our parents would get along.
When your mom and Luna's mom were in the same room, I was like, this is weird as hell.
When my mom, like, after that conversation, my mom was like, I could totally see Claudia being a good friend. And I was like,
yeah.
No, we're so close.
But it's just so sad that it's not like, yo, I'm going to Tate's house and then my parents have to talk to your parents when they pick me up or some shit like that.
I miss that.
Yeah, me too. Wait, what the hell were we talking about? Boy moms. I remember someone I used to see was telling me that two of her homies were in a relationship and the guy had like the craziest boy mom because they went to visit his family and his mom unpacked his entire suitcase and like hung everything up.
Oh.
And then when it came time for
no.
them to leave, his mom was packing his suitcase and like kind of looked at his girlfriend like, nigga, why aren't you doing shit? Like, come join me. Like, we gotta pack your boy's suitcase. And she was like,
he's a grown-ass man.
he's older than me. What are you talking about? One grown-ass man. Two, we are both in our mid-20s and he's older than me. It was insane. Yeah. Boy moms are great for the plot because
oh my God,
they never cease to amaze me. The amount of reels where it's like watching...
I was the first woman he loved.
Exactly. Watching him dance with his new love while I was his first. Like, what? Guy.
You know that one video of this mom that's like full on like koala on her son, like he's like in his American football gear and she's got her legs wrapped around his waist hugging, and then she comes down and then it immediately cuts to like someone else being like, that's his mom.
Yeah.
She honestly, that was so intimate, it felt like they were practically fucking on screen, and he looked so uncomfortable. But I know some boys fucking love that shit.
I mean, yeah, because that's all they've ever known.
Exactly, and it's so fucked up.
Yeah, let's cut this out. Girl dads.
Girl dads are like actually kind of chill.
I would say so because like the average,
it depends.
The
The
average
girl
dad is
dad
bad at his job.
Yes.
So the amount of girl dads that exist, like in the form of boy moms, is already a lot low, I would say.
Yeah. But then again, remember like chastity rings? That's a thing.
Yes,
that's a girl dad thing.
Yeah. Oh, I know someone who had that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Or like guys, or like
dad
dads that will threaten their like daughters, like sons, with a gun. That's gross girl dad behavior. Why? You have to trust that your daughter knows what she's fucking doing, and even if she doesn't, you're there to support her. You cannot make those decisions for her. I think that's true. You know?
But I was talking to my homie about how I've decided that I'm going to be buff for the rest of my life, just so that no one ever fucks with my kids. So that like if I
oh my God, you're pulling a Miles.
If my kid is ever, because there's no way my kid can just be, white. If my kid is ever racist I should be able to beat the fuck out of that kid's parents. Because that's where the racism is coming from.
Yeah, right? Yeah, it comes from the parents.
Right. And like, oh my God, my grandfather used to terrify everyone because anytime some shit happened between my mom and like any teacher or just any guy in the neighborhood, he would, rest in peace to my boy. Oh my God, my dog. So yeah, I wouldn't like, if my daughter was going to prom, I wouldn't go up to a kid and be like, okay, you feel this cold on your temple. I can pull this trigger any moment. No, I wouldn't do that. It's fucking insane.
If you're gonna threaten your daughter's son, you're gonna be subtle about it. You're gonna make them like kind of scared.
Yeah,
but not in like a very overt way.
I'll be like,
watch your step.
I'll be like, yo, can you pick up that weight and put it there for me? And if they struggle to pick it up, I'll be like, yeah, got your ass. Got your ass. Like, oh, sorry, those are my warm-up weights, actually. Little pussy boy. Anyways. No, but also, I think threatening your kid's partner is in the same way that I feel like people who put a lot of restrictions on their kids are self-reporting that they didn't raise the kid properly.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing where it's like, obviously people can be fooled.
Yes, for sure.
Your kid can be fooled. But generally, if you did a good job, your daughter should not be saying he knows where home is at.
Yeah.
And bringing home people who don't know where home is at.
Like, you should have raised your child to have at least gotten to the point where they're not going to pick the worst person alive.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like, of course they're going to make mistakes, but like,
exactly
cannot
that,
be the
bro.
worst person.
Yeah. So girl dads,
but
don't know any.
Here's the thing. There are chill girl dads, but there are no chill boy moms.
Yeah, that's true.
Because my dad is a chill girl dad, if you want to ignore the fact that none of his kids are girls anymore.
When...
But But
when
he only wanted daughters
When I
because he was
guess-
like, I can't fucking stand boys.
yeah, when they thought they were,
When they thought they
then
were.
I guess he was a chill girl dad.
He was also a girl dad because he wanted girls from the beginning.
Yeah, so did my dad. Sorry, man,
Yeah.
my bad.
Yeah, both of our dads did not get what they wanted.
No. I think, yeah, my dad got the opposite end of the spectrum, and your dad got, something that's neither there, here or there,
Oh my god, yeah, he got like something in the middle.
something in the middle,
A little surprise.
Yeah. Oh my god. No, I can't think of any crazy things that have taken place at a wedding I've been to. But yeah, I've just read so much stuff. There's this one story on Reddit where this lady, it was her best friend's wedding, and she was looking at like wedding dresses and stuff, and she was trying on a bunch, and one of them was like a similar color to the bride's dress. But this was like right at the beginning of wedding planning, when the bride didn't even know what kind of dress she was going to wear.
Yeah.
And then the bride was like, that dress would look so good on you. You should get it. 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 And the best friend was like,
color is
I
it?
think it was like ivory. And
No.
the friend was
The
like,
rule of thumb, don't go for white or ivory at a wedding.
but like the friend was like, yeah, okay, sure. Because the bride was being like, that's your dress. Like, you would look so good in that dress.
Even then.
And then comes to the day of, and the bride is like, this is a test to see if you would really yada 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 yada. I see you're not really my friend because my friend wouldn't wear the same color dress as me. And it's like, you've been telling me for the last year to wear this dress, and you expected me to be like, I think she's testing me.
That's actually fucked up to test our friendship like
So
that. Don't
insane.
test friendships
In
like
general.
that.
Don't test
that's
friendships
mean.
in general. Do subtle friendship testing. If you realize that you always text your friend first, maybe
Yeah.
just don't for like a few days.
That's
chill.
fine.
That's chill. Then call them out for it. But shit like that is
You are
insane.
setting up your friend to fail. You
Insane,
don't like
bro.
that friend, and you just wanted a reason.
Imagine if like
That's mean. That's mean as fuck.
but
But also, even if your friend says yes, do not wear white or ivory to a wedding. Just don't do it unless this is not a Western wedding and the colors don't matter.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You know that one guy that just like does interviews on New York subways, and he always finds the
Like, what's
strangest
your hot
character.
take?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How does he find these people?
it's New York, man.
I know, and how do these people have those opinions? I just saw one about like heteronormative queers, and then I saw another one about Pride Month should be Pride Week,
Why should Pride Month be Pride Week?
so that so that everything is concentrated on one week and we can go full all out like a what's the celebration that takes 1 week that's like usually in Boston? Is it in Boston? No. Kind of like a carnival. Mardi Gras.
In New Orleans? Is that in
New
New
Orleans, yeah.
In Louisiana.
Mardi Gras.
Uh-huh.
It should be like treated like Mardi Gras.
Oh, sorry, we're back now. We're back. Technical difficulties. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
don't know if that's a conversation topic.
maybe
I'm
I
just
feel
saying.
like actually only a week stops companies from doing that stupid fuck shit where they make all their logos like
Yeah,
rainbow colored and
money,
shit like that.
money.
Yeah. But also, would you say that Black History Month should become Black History Week, Tate?
No.
You think it should be...
I feel like we should move it to another month with more days.
You're so right. February has two little... Ally, bro. February has 2 little days to highlight Black history.
And of course they chose the month that where one day gets taken off every like
Of
4
course,
years.
bro. Of course they did. Every 4 years they'll give us back a day and then they'll call that reparations. It's so fucked up. I'm saying this like I'm American as well, which is so funny. What other things need to have either like longer holidays or shorter holidays? I think I want to celebrate every country's Independence Day. I think every country's Independence Day should be a bank holiday around the world.
Ooh, there's gonna be so many holidays.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, it'd be so nice. It'd be so nice. Waking up, I feel a bit Bolivian today. I feel Korean today. Wow, this is so crazy. Oh my God. That would be so fun. That would be so fun. Or like, hey, big evil companies. One, go to hell. Two, like, if you really want if you really want your workers to like you, which we won't anyways, but like, give people the day off if it's their country's
independence.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But like, I only have. Do I even have an independence?
You have
Day?
two. That's what I'm saying. You have two.
One of them isn't independent.
Oh, damn! You are still in the mud. That's so
and the
crazy,
other one
bro.
is the one that people have been independent from.
See, guys, it's bigger than black and white. Everyone's oppressed. It's fucked up.
But Denmark is the one that's like, Norway has their independence from Denmark. You know?
Ew. Okay. Damn. You.
I don't know if that's an actual holiday,
so
but
you
like,
kind of have none then.
I have no
because
independence
you're
days.
either the ruler or the ruled.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who like? It would be so sick if then you had like your grandparents like on one side, or like Indian and like Senegalese, and on the other side it was like fucking like Bolivian and like Congolese, because then you have like four holidays, and then you're born in like fucking France or some shit like that. You're fine. That would be so sick. I would just I would take one for the team and be like, I need my kid to have as many national holidays as they can. Where all my mixed baddies at? Where all my mixed baddies at?
This is for the betterment of our future.
Exactly, bro. Our kid's gonna be so happy being able to chill at home.
And also, I feel like if you do that, people are a lot prouder of their countries. Like,
yes, because it's like, why didn't you take the test today?
Which is exactly why they don't do it.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. They got us. Why weren't you at school today? Because Burkina Faso is important. That's why. Because my home is important. That's where my grandmother came from. Real as fuck. But you know who would be annoying with this shit? Americans. Niggas whose great-great-great-grandparents were Irish. And they're like, yeah, I just like love potatoes today, or some stupid shit like that. Americans would ruin it, man. Like, they ruin everything. It would be so fun until they caught on and be like, okay, we had our fun here.
So my 3% German in me, the fucking 4% Polish, and da-da-da-da. And it turns out, like, there's nothing. There's no German or Polish in them.
They somehow are just white. Just born in America one day.
Dude, there's like a scene in What We Do in the Shadows where one of the characters, Colin, gets his like ancestry back, and it just says 100% white.
Yeah.
There's like no ethnicity, and he's like, there's no way that this can be. And then he checks, and he's like, yeah, 100% white.
Like, no
There's
Germany,
nothing.
no France, just white.
Just white.
Just white. That's what a lot of Americans are, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
Not to invalidate all of your identities.
Yeah. Like, shout out to Will, Luxembourgish American. Like, come on, bro.
That's what he is.
Yeah, come on. Putting mayonnaise on your boiled potatoes. Like, this shit is crazy. It's crazy, bro. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, we need more days where we can just chill out. And I think Independence Days are a good start. Because, you know what I miss?
And I feel like we should also have days where we protest or like demonstrate for more country independences.
Exactly. Like, let's make...
Like, Greenland should be independent.
Scotland should be independent.
Scotland.
Yeah.
Northern Ireland.
Yeah. There's a really obvious one that I'll get deported for saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. The real
That
niggas know what I'm
too.
talking about, you know what I'm saying? What did I want to say? Bro, I've only missed 2 of them, but you know how rough it is seeing on my calendar that it's Africa Day. And I'm like, why am I at school? I'm meant to be at home. No. I miss Africa Day so much, dog.
I didn't know there was an Africa Day.
Yeah, and that's where you fail as an ally, Tate.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I was doing so well. My streak was going so
You were
good to
doing
this
so
episode.
well, man.
It just
And you know there
plummeted.
was an Africa Day? Yeah, fuck that. No, Africa Day is sick.
What day is it?
Damn. Okay.
Let's educate.
Okay, that's fucked up. Now you're really testing me, huh? That's fucked
Let's
up.
educate the people.
And that's in the first half of the year. I'll tell you that for free. He would always play like a hockey tournament around Africa Day, which would be really cool. Is it International Women's Day is a public holiday, right?
Yes.
Good.
I think that's the 5th or 8th of March.
As it should be. Shout out to all my women, man. I think it's the 8th of March because it's my mom's birthday. Because she's every woman. It's all in her.
Every woman.
Exactly. That's my mom's, man. But like,
Antonio, do you know Africa Day? Do you know what day it is?
No.
I'm really failing.
I am, guys. I'm so sorry.
I don't know if America Day is a thing. Probably not.
Sunday, May 25th, 2025.
May 25th.
Yeah.
Good. 3 days before
It's
my dad's
when the
birthday.
AU was formed.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
which
that
is
makes sense.
the better version of the EU. Just so you guys know what's
Okay.
going on.
Oh, that makes
Yeah.
sense now.
Yeah. So like, Africa Day being on a Sunday means that Monday is going to be the day off, which means the holiday is going to, the weekend's going to be so long. Oh, I'm so jealous.
Is
Independence, April 18, 1980. You know what I'm saying? I can't celebrate that anymore. I'm just going to call in sick if I have to live in like Europe for the rest of my life, I'm going to call in sick every April 18th for the rest of my life.
You can just tell them it's a national holiday
But it's not here.
for where you're from.
Okay, I'll do that.
Does that work?
It's like a cultural. I'm pretty
Ah.
sure.
Nice.
I always did that with Peruvian holidays in the schools, and I.
Shout out to White
Nice.
Guild, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to that. Hell yeah. Okay, I'll just do that. And if they don't let me have a day off, I'll send a very special package to the CEO's office. I'm not employed yet. I can say that. You were gonna say something. I think I cut you
Yeah.
off.
Not to sound completely fucking stupid. Is there an Asia Day and is there a Latin America Day?
So not to sound even fucking stupider, but like Latin America has like their version of the AU, right?
I don't think so.
Damn.
Not with all of the states, at least, because some of them are still occupied.
Okay. Damn. Does Asia? Huh.
I mean, definitely not one with like. China
And North
South
Korea. Yeah. There's a lot
They
of.
definitely don't all gather.
Is there an Asian? Because
There's going to be someone listening that's
we
going to
have
be
the
yelling
AU,
at us for not knowing this.
We have SADC. SADC is like Southern
South Asian?
Africa.
Oh, no.
So like that's like Namibia, Botswana, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, I think Malawi, Angola, Zambia. Maybe Tanzania is part of SADC as well. I'm not sure. The Association of Southeast Asian Nations, commonly abbreviated as ASEAN, ASEAN, is a political and economic union of 10 states in Southeast Asia. Thanks. Who are the 10 states?
Yeah, that would be actually really useful to know.
That would be so helpful. I feel like it's pretty cool. You guys can have that. It's not a bunch of stars in a ring. Bozo flag. Total GDP 12 trillion. Please show me who is in this. Okay. You're going to show me the official languages before you show me
The countries.
Who's in there. Okay. Member states, yes. Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam.
That makes a lot of sense.
That makes a lot of sense that they would all be collabing on something.
Collabing like it's a YouTube video.
And the headquarters is in Jakarta.
Okay.
The non-member states, East Timor and Papua New Guinea, are observer states.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Then ASEAN plus 3 member states, 3 nation states. The present members. Okay, I'm getting lost now because now I'm just seeing. Why is Canada here? Why I saw China, Japan, South Korea. Now I'm seeing New Zealand. Okay, this is getting overwhelming now. But yeah, we need more suspicious economic treaties between big countries, man. We need more BRICS.
That's what's happening with Russia and China, though.
BRICS, yeah. BRICS is
Oh, yeah,
Brazil,
my bad.
Russia, India, China, South Africa. I'm pretty sure Saudi Arabia is joining
Yes,
BRICS.
it's already joined,
I
right?
think Qatar is joining BRICS. Must be a bit scary for the West, isn't it?
The political intrigue.
BRICS members. I'd be kind of pissed off if it was still called BRICS, even though like there are more people in it now. It's like, okay, like I know you guys are the founding members, but
But BRICS kind of goes like crazy as a name.
yeah, it does kind of go crazy. Let's see. Right now, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, UAE. They're cooking. They are cooking. Yeah. Zimbabwe, why don't you get a little slice of that pie? You know, let's add our hordes of economic stability and sustenance to BRICS. I'm sure they need our money, especially.
I'm sure they'd be so happy.
Yeah, yo, cause like Zimbabwe uses we just made another currency. And I'm thinking, but we still use the US dollar a lot. Would I rather us use the US dollar or the Chinese yuan? I think I'd rather have that. I think the yuan. I think because
I don't know how to use it, so like I would just have to relearn.
I think it would just be just a lot cooler. Like we already know what US dollars look like and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Imagine like
Let's change it up. Let's switch it up.
it would be so funny if I was looking to buy something and I was like, damn, that shit's 50 yuan. And you guys are like, what? I think that would be really funny.
Oh, but I have experience with Danish crowns, so it's not all that like crazy for me to like. If I were to learn a whole other currency, it's
Yeah.
not like that insane.
It is really funny when we're talking to like Gustav and he's telling us it in crowns. Like, shut up.
Yeah, and he
Give
does it like
Monopoly money,
automatically.
man.
He's like, oh yeah, this like was so cheap. It was like 50 crowns. I'm like,
Yeah.
Cheap.
That's when like my elitist European propaganda comes out and like, shut up.
he
with
just
this
says 50.
Monopoly
He doesn't
money.
even add crowns at the end, so you have to like guess.
He was like, what are you talking about? And, oh, actually, this was... Oh, I was gonna say that this was an issue when I talked to my cousin, because he lived in South Africa for a lot, and in South Africa they say $50 and they mean 50 rand, but it would be really annoying talking to Tawa and he'll be like, oh yeah, that was $100, and I was like, $100? What the fuck? And then you're like, oh, 100 rands, and I was like, oh, okay, that made, because that would be equivalent to like maybe like $6 US. So
Oh.
it was just it would be like, bro, $100 on like a burger. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
But yeah, we just need more currencies, man.
They're fun.
They're so fun. I love the design.
It's like when you move to a new place
Mm-hmm.
or like you're visiting a new place and it's a whole other currency, you feel like you're not spending anything. Because you just haven't wrapped your head around the concept of the currency.
That's
Like,
how I felt spending euros for the first month, and it's just hurt ever since.
because when I'm in
Now I
Denmark,
really feel it.
10 crowns is like around about €1, give or take a few cents.
I get what you mean. Yeah.
And I'm like,
50 grand.
take my money.
Exactly, bro.
I don't know exactly what that
That's
means.
$5 to me. Take
It's
that
like,
shit.
that's like, it could be 6, it could be 7, I don't know.
Feed your family.
Doesn't matter. Like, it just feels so fake. And I kind of
Yeah.
like miss that feeling.
No, I get it. It's kind of the same feeling that online banking gives you.
Yeah.
It's
But
like,
on the other hand,
tap to pay?
dollars.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Tap to pay. Oh, crack in my veins, bro.
Dollars feel more expensive, even if they're like,
Not to me.
to me, I'm like, if I'm going from euros to dollars feels so much more expensive. But crowns are different enough.
Okay. Thank you.
Crowns are different enough.
He
Where
just
I'm
needs
like,
to finish highlighting his feminist literature before checking this.
yeah, he's 6 foot, guys.
Yeah, he is though.
He's 6 foot.
Married though.
Married, but you know, he's reading his like race theory and feminist literature.
Real talk. That what we're talking about?
Bricks, currency.
So
I kind of fuck with the names of certain currencies.
I was gonna say that euros and pounds have always felt even like physically heavier to me than US dollars. US dollars
Oh,
are
I know
kind of
what you
monopoly money to
mean.
me.
US dollar to me, if I like imagine it, it's always a $1
Yeah.
bill.
Back home, US dollars obviously weigh a lot more because they're always like, because every other currency we make just implodes within 5 years. The US dollar always has so much weight. Like $10 in Zim feels like 25 euros here. Like it feels really heavy. Like spending $10 equivalent on something is completely chill, but having to use your US dollars and spending 10 of those, you're like, this better hit different in whatever I'm spending the money on, because you try and spend any other currency you have before you spend your US dollars. So yeah, but I love the name of our other currencies.
But like
man.
euros and pounds, like they don't have a $1 like one bill, like they have it in coins, so that's why they feel heavier to me.
True.
Americans like, what the fuck do you mean you have a dollar bill? Just use the coin.
Also, the €2 coin, elite.
Oh my god, so good.
Elite. Yeah. It's so good. Also, the 50-cent coin is slightly bigger than the euro coin, which I hate.
Yeah, that pisses me off.
So
why?
stupid.
It's like it's not worth more. Why is it bigger?
No. Did you hear that they're not using pennies anymore in Canada? Because the cost of making a penny costs more than a penny. So they're eradicating pennies because they're too expensive to make. They cost like 1.06 cents, I think, to make a 1 cent coin. But I guess if you're making like 1 million of those a year, that's
it accumulates.
Yeah, it's quite a bit of money that you're using. That you could be just lining Member of Parliament's pockets.
Yeah,
you could be buying your like senator a new house, and instead you want pennies, guys. Come on.
I am so pissed off the 1 cent coin exists.
That as well. The 1, 2, and 5 cent coins.
5 cents, that's fine.
Yeah.
2 and 1. If I'm gonna pay for something that's $7, $8.99, just take my €8. I don't want the 1 cent.
Yeah, like I don't want these grocery chains to keep my money, but also I'm like, not carrying these 2 coins away, bro. Because also useless. They're not enough.
No.
They're those machines that you like throw all your coins into, then it gives you like as a receipt. Those you can't find them like that frequently. So I had like it only ended up being €8, but I had a whole sack of coins. And it's like, what do you do with those coins if you don't collect them? Because giving them to someone who needs money, disrespectful. As fuck.
You're giving someone that's asking for money 1 cent?
Yeah, like here's a stack of what's actually 7 cents. It's like, no, that's disrespectful as fuck, man. So you're just kind of stuck with them. I hate those shits so much, man. Hate them so much.
Hate them.
Yeah. But I kind of miss like not having a bank account, because when I spent money, I'd have to take it out of my wallet and see it leave. Whereas now, fucking Apple Pay, oh my god, it hits, and I'm like, bro.
I've started using my phone instead of my card every time, and like, oh my god, it's fucking me up.
Just bang, done. Yeah, I only take my card because obviously there's some stores that don't take it, but
and ATMs.
Yeah, but like going to like a grocery store and just taking my phone with me is so nice, man. So like when I'm on the phone and I'm like, okay, guys, sorry, hold on, then I double tap. There's a Face ID, bang. Ooh!
Like I use it as if Apple is paying for it.
Yes, bro. They got us. We'll never escape the system, guys. We're cooked. We're so cooked. But with that being said, thank you for listening. This is our last in-person episode for a very long while, I'd say. But they will be back. Because
I'd be murdered if I wasn't back.
Yeah, I will hold Tate's family hostage. I like them, but that just shows how much I need you to come back. I will hold them hostage. Yeah, I'll feed them. I'll let them go on walks. I'll be mean as fuck to your dog, though.
He deserves it.
Obi deserves it, man. He deserves it. He needs to be put in line.
Yeah.
He needs to be kidnapped so he can like straight.
But he kept following you around last time. I think that was kind of sweet.
That was very cute. Yeah.
Sweet, but in like a I'm surveilling you kind of way.
Yeah, it was, bro. I felt like 1984. George Orwell wrote that book about your dog. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for listening, and see you all next time.
See you next time. Stay safe, y'all. Ciao.